Remember, we gotta clap to sync.
Okay.
They just do that when they have a different microphone. We didn't have to do it. It's a joke.
Whatever. I just want to eat some wings.
All right. Welcome to Hot Ones, everybody. This is my good friend Heather. We're doing the season 13-14 combo of Hot Ones hot sauces. We kind of set ourselves up for a little more of a challenge because Los Calientes is in the number 6 spot. And then we go to Da Bomb, and we got 2 number 9s. So yeah, we put Da Bomb in the 7th spot, then 2 number 9s with Pucker Butt, and then Heartbeat Hot Sauce, and then finishing, of course, on the last staff Apollo. So back half is going to be a little rough, but that's okay.
We got this.
Anyways, Heather's been wanting to do the Hot Ones challenge, so away we go. Ladies first with first question.
Okay. So, what is or who is your favorite band and why?
I think the hardest part for me to answer was, is it Tool or is it Tool and a Perfect Circle? It's just Tool. It's just Tool. And why? It's because they combine rock and roll with, I would almost think of like orchestra music, the way it's like structured, and I think it's some of the most complicated music out there as far as rock and roll is concerned.
I like it. Actually, I put Maynard James Keenan as one of my top 5 favorite bands.
Okay.
So I get all 3.
That was a good way
All
to do
3.
it. I should have had that presence of mind to encapsulate. I've been to his vineyard in, well, no, I take it back, not his vineyard, because no one gets to go there, but I went to his winery in Sedona.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was pretty
Wine's
nice.
always good.
Wine.
Wine's always good.
Wine is good. Yes, we should go there.
That sounds great.
I only
I'll
have
do
one
that.
bottle left, and now So okay. Oh wait, we didn't do the thing.
Or wait. We do the wing.
Ladies first, and
Okay.
I should have eaten the wing while I answered that.
Ah. We got this.
Yeah, we're gonna get this figured
How
out.
much do you do? Like, does it matter?
Not in the. I'll demonstrate. Here's how much. Like, some are more liquidy and some are thicker, but to actually get the flavor,
Oh, okay.
like this one especially, it's really.
I know
good.
as you get higher, you probably would do less.
Yeah, unless you're a masochist, but okay. The classic is the classic.
Mm-hmm.
It is just so good.
That's good.
It's gonna turn into trash.
Yeah, that one's really good. I like that.
Oh,
It's tasty.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and sauce up our number 2 sauce so that we're ready to go for the actual question. I can ask the question
Okay.
while you're. So so this is the classic. There's multiple ones, but again, I think that's the season 13.
Okay.
And then next up is Dawson's hot sauce, the shawarma sauce. This stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That came out fast.
Yeah, they get progressively thicker on this end,
Okay.
but yeah. I get to choose. I'm gonna do a thigh on this one. Ooh, shawarma.
Reminds me of that. Like I remember actually.
There was a shawarma, what do you call it? The stands that like sell food at the walk up, whatever, at the cell phone lot while we were waiting for Stephanie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so my first question also has to do with music.
Okay.
I know that you're an audiophile and you've been to lots and lots of shows, even VIP and behind the scenes and meeting the bands and all that. But can you give me a rundown of your favorite bands, shows, and all that? And a follow-up question, is there a low light, a particular band that turned out to be like a big dud?
Oh.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. So my favorite bands, I'll just go my top 5, are Incubus, Rise Against, Seven Dust, Our Lady Peace, and is that 4? No, it's 3.
No, it's 4.
That's 4, okay. And then Maynard James Keenan. Favorite live shows. God, I've seen that a lot. Incubus,
Take it back what you think about it.
Sorry.
Not strong. But yeah.
That's really yummy. Incubus, like, they're always amazing. God. I'm trying to think of anyone like Slipknot.
Slipknot.
The band where they were just so entertaining. They sounded good too, but like just watching them was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was just very entertaining and very like, oh my god. And the drummer was amazing. He just died unfortunately a few days ago.
Oh.
But Joey Jordanson, he's not their drummer now, but he had been with the band when I saw them. He was incredible. Band that I wasn't impressed by, God, there was many. Godsmack was pretty horrible, actually. I'm not even a huge fan of theirs, but it was pretty bad. Cheap Trick when I saw them.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's that they were just older or just having a bad night. So I gave them a little bit of a pass because, you know, whatever, it's Cheap Trick. So. But it wasn't the best show I've seen. It didn't sound great.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you covered both, like, everything. Well, I guess Godsmack was, what, big in the early 2000s, and then Cheap Trick was early in the, or late in the 70s?
70s, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, covered the gamut. I like it. All right, next up, we have Angry Goat Pepper Company Goat Rider Hot Sauce. This one's also pretty liquidy, but also very delicious. So, however you want to figure out your pour there.
Woo, there we go.
See, there you go. This one's got a little more barbecue-iness.
It looks barbecue-y.
Yeah, but woo, there you go. All right. All right.
Hey, my question to you.
Okay.
If you could have any career besides being in the military, what would it be and why?
That's a hard one. I'm assuming I'm taking the question to mean that, like, I don't have to worry about money, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
what would be your dream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it would be really cool to take on like a big, build something with my own hands kind of project. As odd as that sounds, there was a guy, an older guy in Colorado, that he took it upon himself to start building a castle. And there's a castle in Colorado that he has mostly constructed with his own two hands.
That sounds nice.
And there's a lot of like heavy lifting of rocks and stuff. I don't want that part, but like to design and build something with my own hands. Not necessarily a castle or something, but like something important. I guess I'd like to be self-employed and fill up my time with building something cool. If that makes sense.
Nice.
Good question. I had to really think about that one. Okay. Okay. You're in luck for number 4. Next up, we have Shaquanda's West Indian Curry Hot Pepper Sauce. I know nobody that doesn't love this one.
Okay.
And when you've seen the show, everyone's like, "Oh, that one!" Like, it's delicious.
Definitely not the color I would expect from hot sauce. Pat, you don't belong up here.
Yeah,
Okay, just stay there.
it's definitely, it's the whole Indian influence and different spices you would use, but it is got the flavors in all the right places, peppery and really good. Okay. Next up on the question list, we have, it's a Baltimore question. Okay, so I got to read some of these because I didn't know. Baltimore's been a city of many nicknames. The moth-eaten monumental city, the wishful city that reads, the disparaging mob town, and the truly disheartening Bodymore. I'd never heard that one.
Bodymore, yeah.
Ugh. And of course, to this day, there's still the Charm City. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention The Wire's depiction of good old Bmore. So, what do you think most Americans get wrong about Baltimore? And/or what do you think most Americans should know about your hometown?
Well, I think everyone thinks you're going to walk into Baltimore and get shot, which isn't going to happen. I live in Baltimore. I mean, yeah, there's certain areas that you might need to be a little more careful in, but like I've driven through all of Baltimore at this point in my life, and there's very few places and areas that I'm uncomfortable or like scared to drive in. Now, yeah, there's also certain areas that at night by myself would I go jogging, but I wouldn't do that in a lot of county and like rural places either, because there's crazy people everywhere. I think Baltimore is depicted very poorly, and unfortunately some of it it's truthful, but like I don't think they show enough of the good. I think they just show the garbage.
Let's take a bite and tell me about the good.
That tastes really good.
See?
I mean, just going to the harbor, Fells Point, Fed Hill, they're beautiful places on the water, great bars, amazing bars. A couple of my favorites have unfortunately closed as of now, which sucks, but
COVID.
yeah, some are even before COVID, unfortunately. Like my one, it's called Reefers, best bar I've ever been to.
Surprised it wasn't in Amsterdam.
Yeah, very accurate. But the people are, like I know everyone looks at Baltimore like there's a bunch of thugs, and people are actually very friendly here. Like I don't think people give Baltimore the credit it deserves, and I think we have some beautiful things to see in our city, and we have the aquarium and all kinds of neat things to see. So, yeah.
Sold me. And so, Charm City right there.
Charm City. Yep.
Sold it.
Yeah, I actually get very annoyed when I see people calling it Bodymore, especially when it's people that are from here and like people that I know better, and they just do it to be funny and they think it's hilarious. I don't find it funny. Like I'm like, no, like this is my city. Stop treating it like garbage. That's the problem. Is people that don't care cause a lot of havoc.
With that in mind, how do you feel about the show The Wire bringing more attention to Baltimore than I think a lot of people had before?
To be honest, I watched I think one episode years ago. Never watched. I watched Homicide: Life on the Streets a few times, but I've never really gotten into The Wire. I've driven past filming locations on many occasions, but I've never actually watched The Wire.
I am going to find a way to make you watch The Wire. I don't care what it takes. You're going to watch all 5 seasons. It's amazing.
Okay.
Oh,
Shall see.
Fascinating. But really good answer. Really good answer. Okay. So we're on to our number 5. Sorry, Los Calientes, you got bumped to number 6, but that's only because we had to make room for Detroit Hellfire. This sauce is yummy, delicious. It was in the number 4 spot in either season 12 or 13. It is a bourbon habanero sauce, but it's tamed with a lot of other spices, so it's still it does. It says that on there. I wasn't going to mention that because it oversells it. It's not a crazy hot sauce. It's really good flavor. So, and this is like probably those Calientes. That'll be the last one. It's like okay, we're just gonna go straight up the mountain from there.
All right. So my next question for you is: so I know you've lived in Colorado, California, and Maryland at this point. Which is your favorite place to live in of those 3? And then I want to know your favorite part about each state that you lived in. Of those 3, obviously.
Okay. I can do that. Those are the only 3 states that I've ever lived in. But I never gave up my Colorado residency. So I only have ever been a Colorado resident. That said, my favorite thing about Colorado, there's such a long list, but if I had to pick the favorite, it would be the people, because that's where all of my people are, the vast majority of them. Most of my family's there, most of my friends live there, and so that would be my favorite thing about it. But beyond just that, things for other people. I know the city's changed a lot since I've been there, but it's a really changing city. But it already had the soul in it. It was Paris on the Platte to begin with, and it's always had really cool bars, restaurants, so many things to do outside. We used to hacky sack all the damn time. We were addicted to hacky sacking. But there's all kinds of weird like niche clubs. Kickball, I know Dan got into for a while. I was gonna join that league, but that was right before I was leaving. I just didn't have the time to be able to do it. There's just so much to do in Denver. So, really, my favorite thing about it would be Denver is my favorite thing about Colorado. All encompassing. California, similar to Colorado with the changing weather patterns, except that you can drive to the weather pattern you want on pretty much any day you want. Because if you want summer, you can drive down south pretty much any time of year. If you want winter, you can drive up to the mountains 80% of the year. And if you want like a mix of fall and spring, like you can find geographically pretty much anywhere you want to be. And all of those different places have so much to offer. Everything from the vineyards of like Sonoma and to a degree Napa, although I prefer Sonoma. The food. Oh my God, the food. That's one thing. I don't know why there's no good Mexican food on the East Coast.
Yeah, that does suck. That part sucks.
There's Hispanic people here.
Very true.
Why don't they have the food that they have on the West Coast?
Yeah, no.
It just doesn't make sense. Not snowing. Where I lived was really great. Didn't miss the snow. But I did miss, fun fact, they don't hardly ever get lightning.
Oh, that's why I love lightning.
I know. I heard lightning literally 2 times the whole time I lived in California, and I could remember both. They were big ones, but other than that, never heard, well, you never heard lightning, you heard thunder.
Yeah.
I never heard thunder, except for those 2 times. So, that was a drawback. And then Maryland. Things I've loved about Maryland is it is a much different atmosphere out here than it is in Colorado or in California. One thing that I didn't know was that racism was so alive and well in this country.
Yeah.
I had literally, it made me feel ignorant when I moved here. I was like, oh, it really is a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not so much in California, Colorado. There are racist people in those places, but it's not like it is out here. And I think having the diversity, I really enjoyed it. And when people started, like, I would know, like, all of a sudden, like, somebody would vouch for me, and then, like, a new group of people would, like, not just give me, like, the, like, barely acknowledgement. And,
yeah.
that was cool. It's not cool, but it would be cool to be welcomed into group. So I don't like that the racism is alive and well out here, but I do like the diversity that comes with living out here. And Steve was right, because the humidity, I thought I was going to die that first summer. And although I still don't like the humidity, I have actually adapted to it, because it doesn't bother me nearly as much. It still sucks, but I just don't think I'm going to die.
Humidity isn't great. Even the cold is colder here because of the humidity.
Oh, it gets you to the bone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Or when you have to like pry your car door open because
it's encasing ice.
I've never had that in my entire life, and that was a new treat. And you can't even scrape it. Even if you had left your scraper out, you cannot scrape it. You need to literally like heat it to break your car open.
There's a spray they sell at all the parts stores, and you spray it and it melts all the ice, and you can do that.
That was important information 3 years ago.
There you go.
I guess I should have asked.
It's getting close to winter. Now you know.
Now I know. Yeah. Thank you. That is good. Yeah. Okay. This one is always, there's different varieties of Los Calientes. We'd had the green one before, and it was really good. I think this is the third Los Calientes, at least that I'm personally aware of. It's definitely yummy. So usually the number 5, it's our number 6 spot. Definitely good for a lot of things.
All right.
Okay. So this time, I'm gonna. Whoop! I'm gonna do a sauce mix later for that. So still plenty on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you take a bite, I'm going to ask. Everyone has talents, big, obvious talents, or maybe hidden talents. From being a singer or a dancer to maybe being able to shoot milk out of your eye, which I used to be able to do at least. What would you say are your greatest talents?
Oh God, I don't know. I throw a mean kid's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd go all out for that. I can bake really well. Baking, I'd say, is a good one. Yeah. I don't.
Baking, kids' birthdays, parties.
I'm good at planning parties. Yeah.
Organizer.
Yeah, I'm good at organizing things. I'm a good organizer. And with your friends living in my house, it gets a little more difficult.
Oh, he is a hard. Yeah, trying to organize Steve is like.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Trying to stop a hurricane.
Yeah. Like I can't tell you how many times I'm like, he'll ask me, "Hey, where is this?" We've lived here for like over 6 years. It's in the same place it's been for the last 6 years. Like it's, he's just not an organized person.
Raven, being a mom. Talent. What when you were younger too, before family stuff, did you have like even like quirky habits? Like I mentioned, shooting milk out of the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Any talents come to mind there? Shoplifting.
No. God. I was very typical. I didn't really do anything crazy, I don't think. I mean, I know I'm going to probably after this be like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about this.
I'm sure.
But I didn't. God. I could bong a Chuck's beer, like, Chuck's pear cider. I could bong them in like seconds. That was pretty good. But that's probably about the most special thing. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Chuck's in particular. Is it like what?
It's a hard cider, but these were pear flavored, and they're so delicious.
I
Occasionally, I get them.
Okay, I'm
still,
gonna
but
put that on the list.
I don't bong them anymore because
That'd be a waste.
I'm a mom now. Yeah, exactly. I don't get to cherish drinks very often. So.
That comes with the kids. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, one day we'll put that on a list of things to do to have enough
Bong
pairs to
ciders.
be able to bong them. Woo. Okay. Good answer.
Which one are you on?
We are on our
We're on the bomb. Can you?
yeah. So 1, 2, 3. This is our 7. Yeah, we are on our number 7, which Bomb had to move into the number 7 spot, which will be kind of a good thing to get it out of the way earlier because the back half, they all have better flavor than the Bomb. So we're just going to get it in there and then we'll get to talk faster and ask questions faster.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Oh, good. And this one's super thick, so...
Okay.
Okay, start coming. Oh, okay. You don't need
That's
a
about
lot.
all you need.
A little is a lot. Move it to a more meaty part of the wing. Don't touch your eyeballs. Careful around the eyes. Careful around the eyes. All right. This is the big one.
I feel bad. This is this question's going to be interesting for you to answer. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Name a childhood memory that to this day brings you joy when you think about like your happiest childhood memory.
The first thing that came to mind was a memory of my dad. And I was probably about 4. And my dad, he was 29, but he was already going pretty light on top. But he had longer hair because it was like the early 80s. And we were wrestling in the living room. With my little 4-year-old grabby hands, I actually grabbed some hair and I pulled it out of his head. And he flipped me. And, great memory. I'm crying because of the bomb, not the... And he lost some hair, and he was a cop, and so he yelled at me in a way that, like, scared the ever-living shit out of me. And so I started crying, and he was, like, sad inside. He lost just a little more hair, but then he felt really bad about making me cry. Because we were just having fun. And, yeah, it's a fun memory.
Give one to Heather.
I'm fine.
I gotta wait, because I have another sauce before I can ask her a question. How did you do the bomb just fine?
Like, it's definitely hot. Like, it's definitely, like, I can feel it. Like, my face is warm. My lips are warm.
On the lips. You get a little more water.
Okay.
You're the goat. Holy shit.
I mean, it's definitely spicy. Like, my tongue is, like... Woo.
There's nothing redeeming.
No, it doesn't taste good at all. It has
Yeah.
no taste to it.
Yeah. It's just absolute pain.
Dan said it tasted like battery acid.
I don't know what battery acid tastes like, but it's not good.
What battery acid tastes like, there's special glands on the back of your tongue that normally never feel, and they're going like this in the back of my tongue. I hate that one.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where I was. Like, I don't fault Josh.
Yeah, I saw the video of you.
Yeah, at all. Dear God.
It's all mental. You're mental.
That's true. Accurate.
You got it. I'm locked. I'm getting it together. This hurts so bad. Mm. That was a great question, by the way.
What? Oh, yeah.
Really great question. Thank you for. I haven't thought of that in a long time. So thank you for. That's a good question. Okay. Oh, funny enough, this one's named aptly Pucker Butt. For my question.
Pucker
More
butt?
just the front part, the pucker.
Okay.
Pucker butt part. Okay. So I'm going to frame it a little bit while I'm still collecting myself. Because I have known Steve for 22 years. And in 22 years, I've known a lot of different aspects of Steve. And there was a time he's been known to be a ladies' man. And he's accidentally picked up women, or there's also times when no one would even talk to Steve because Steve was so annoying. Steve couldn't tolerate himself, but he's a wonderful man. He's been a very dear friend of mine for many years. So that was kind of the framing I needed to do up front, because I was curious. I know you guys met ages ago at the mall, and you're both working there. And Steve moved back to Denver, and then eventually Steve moved back to Baltimore to be with you. And so, could you give me more context from your angle? Like, what were your first impressions of Steve-O, and did Steve-O pick you up, or, as I've also seen Steve do, somehow they were going after him? Like, who went after who, from your perspective?
Well, okay, so I remember he worked in the mall.
Take a bite.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god. It's hard to even get that one out. Okay. My ears are ringing from the bomb. I haven't even taken a bite of this one. Ears are ringing.
So we worked at the mall together. He had great hair. I remember I loved his hair. He had long hair back then. It was fabulous. Of course, he got rid of that before we ever dated, so, you know. Lucky me! No, I'm kidding. I never got the hair. But, like, so, we became friends. I had a guy that worked for me named Andrew, and him and Andrew and Steve wound up becoming, like, friends, and
I remember, yeah.
so I was friends with Steve through Andrew. And, yeah. I mean, I would say, like, I definitely was attracted to Steve, but I was in a relationship at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There was kind of a, like, yeah. We became friends, and then he moved away. And then, yeah. And we just kind of, well, what happened was, randomly, I was in a horrible relationship at one point. Not with my daughter's father, with a new guy, and we were kind of, our relationship was ending as it was, and out of the blue, I was actually driving to my second job, on the phone with Renee, and I get a freaking MySpace request from Steve, and I almost wrecked my damn car, because I hadn't heard from him or seen him in years, and out of nowhere, there he is. I almost wrecked my car on the way to work. And it went from there. And yeah. And then he moved here to be with me.
So he pursued you via MySpace, almost caused you to get in a car accident.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That is
Yeah.
good. And then move back to Baltimore.
Yep.
Okay. I like it. Good answer. Good answer. Whew. You can see why that's at number 9 and why I mentioned pucker butt. But yeah.
Yeah. No. It's
Okay. The next one would have been equally applicable. Heartbeat.
heartbeat. Okay.
Our second number 9, because we're stupid, but more flavorful than Da Bomb and less pain,
That's
right?
good.
Not just in like those ones.
Not a fan
painful.
of pain
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like all
in
of
food.
Whew. Yeah, that one it's really like it's burny, but it's not just pain. Okay. Okay, number 9, number 2. Ooh. Heartbeat hot sauce. The Scorpion from Ontario. Your question.
Oh crap! I didn't get my question. Sorry.
See, it's because it makes your mind like you go to a place where there's.
Okay, here we go. This is a good question. You just turned 40.
Mm,
If you could go back and talk to your 30-year-old self, what would you tell him? Because you know everyone when they're 30, they're like, I'm not where I should be, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're like, so.
mm. I think I hit my 30 a little early because when I was 28, I joined the Coast Guard late, and I totally changed my life at that time. So on that track. So if I was telling 30-year-old me, 40-year-old me would say you're on the right track, stay with it, and it's not the kind of thing the answer you're looking for. I think really the question you're asking is where my shift was maybe more in like my mid-20s to where I'm at now. And I was definitely, I think mostly the same, but wilder and crazier for sure. I don't know if I would tell him anything because I'm happy with where I'm at, and if I could go back and tell him stuff, I wouldn't want to mess it up.
Well, like you wouldn't go back and be like, just chill out. Like, it's going to be fine. Like, you were never at that point where you're like, am I ever going to...
I mean, I'm 40 now. I could have been where I'm at in my professional career sooner had I started sooner, but I would have missed out on so much of what I enjoyed of my 20s. And, I mean, there's a lot of things I definitely could have done different. I would have to go back a long way before I really find a regret that I wish I... I'll go all the way back to junior year of high school and tell me not to join the Young Republicans.
What?
I know.
Get out of my house.
I didn't really join the Young Republicans. It was the Future Business Leaders of America, but it was a co-group essentially with the Young Republicans. So I never joined them, but I considered myself a Republican, and I was a part of that. And no, that's so far from any of my values that I had since I was 18. So I would have gone back and told that kid you're an idiot, because and not just because of where the Republican Party is now, but even because of where they were then. And so my frame of thinking, if I would have liked to have imparted wisdom on that younger man. But although I was wild and crazy through my 20s, I don't regret it. So I wouldn't want to go and tell him anything.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about FBLA and many moons either. Good question. All right. This is Hot Ones, The Last Dab, Apollo. Definitely from season 14. Because they have different last dabs. They are always the maximum hot, but they are definitely, I think, the maximum flavorful. And as you know, it's tradition around here. Oh, Steve, I'm going to need your phone for this one. Can you do me a favor and get that ready?
Okay.
You remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I just got something on my eye, but I'm not going to touch it. Good. Blink it out. Blink it out. Dust or something. Okay. Whew. No, that's a last dab for sure. That's a little extra.
All right.
Okay. So hold on, Steve, before you show. I gotta get mine ready. Satisfied?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so we're kind of mixing the Last Dab usual frames of commentation. Hold on. From Hot Ones, from numbers 6 or 7 to number 10. Anyways, we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Gram, where we do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram and pull interesting pictures that need more context.
Okay.
This is a great picture we found of your daughter, Caitlin, and the initial context is obvious. She looks a lot like her mother. Go ahead and show her. And you can go ahead and take bites, too. Complete with the grunge clothes that were popular in our era of that age, at that age. So my first question, what else can you tell us about this picture?
That picture literally just came about because Caitlin came downstairs for school one day, and I was like, oh my god, you look just like I did in high school. I dressed the exact same way. To this day, as she's gotten older, her clothing match exactly how I dressed in that year of when I was in school. And it's hilarious to me. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. So my daughter, it's really hard for me to get her to let me take a picture of her, but she let me. So I went and I found a picture of me in my plaid shirt. And I just thought, like, oh my god, this is too funny. I gotta share it.
So I knew some people would have had like a pre-planned picture like that, where they would have dressed the kid up to match the picture later on. But I had a hunch that it was the opposite. That
Yeah.
It worked. It matched from later years to back when you were younger. So, and a second question: Kate seems to be the ideal teenage daughter to be raising. Is this a good result? Is this a result of good karma from your teenage years? So then how
Not
is
at all.
Kate just such a good, perfect teenager to raise?
To be honest, I feel like, I mean, I learned a lot from my parents on how not to raise a child. And I took a lot from them. Like, I skipped school way more than I ever should have. Like, I was probably in school less than I was at school at times, depending on the year. Caitlin, to my knowledge, and Caitlin is very open with me, and I have not had any suspects, she's a straight A kid.
Yeah.
Like, I have zero suspicion that she's ever ditched school. This is her senior year this year, so there's going to be at least one, I'm sure. Which, whatever, as long as you keep them grades up, like, you know, it's going to happen. I want her to be honest, like, I think she needs to have a skip day. Like, I think every kid needs to have a skip day. Like, everyone does. Like, anyone that tells you they haven't skipped school is lying.
Oh no, yeah.
So, really?
We got a goody douches in the house.
So, I personally, like, I mean, obviously I don't want her to start skipping school doing stupid crap and, like, it spiral. But, like, I skipped school. I passed. I did good in school. Like, I was able to make my way out. She's got this. Like, Caitlin's going to freaking England to go to film school. Like, I have zero thoughts of, like, being concerned about her skipping a couple days of school. You know, if it happens. If it doesn't, cool, you do you. But, like, she is just such a good kid, and, you know, I hate to say parenting, but, like, also, like, I've always been very open with Caitlin and honest with Caitlin. You know, I've given her every talk in the book about things to remember and things to do and look out for, and she listens. She really does, and she's just a really good freaking kid, and she always has been, and very blessed.
Well, I'm sure that she definitely has all of you to thank, and she's not a kid. Like, she's now...
She'll be 18 in October.
Oh my god! So...
I'm an adult.
Congratulations.
And a
She's
5-year-old.
Amazing. Yeah, you did an amazing job. And a 5-year-old. He's also amazing. So congratulations on both. And congratulations on climbing Spice Mountain. We went from the classic all the way to Apollo with 2 number 9s and putting the bomb in a number 7 spot, which was rough. But yay!
I did it.
And way better than I did.
I think I think that was the bomb chant right there.
Yeah, it's not even fair.
Yeah.
Sorry, Barco.
I'm personally angry.
Well, you can keep it. You just start
No,
putting it in your
I'm
coffee
good.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my coffee.
I like honestly like this is the after show. How full is this bottle? It is full. Like he has had this for months and months and months.
And it's been on. I don't even know how many times we've done this now.
No one touches that unless you're doing this.
Okay.
I just letting you know conclusion.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Great job. High five. High five.
Bye.